28th of August, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Okay, I guess we can start again. Right. Okay. Good morning again. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst Yeshivat Samanavshi. Here in our second year, we're learning Hilchos Lulav, Siman Taf Reish Nun Aleph, Netilas Halulav Uberchosai. The taking of the lulav and the bracha that you make on the taking of the lulav. When it says lulav, that doesn't mean specifically just the lulav. That's obviously meaning that you take the esrog, the dasim, and the rubbish along with the lulav. Okay, we started the mechaber a little bit, but maybe just since it's a new week, we'll begin fresh with the mechaber again in the Ramah. Any volunteers to read? Mayor or really is it Tzvi?
I guess I can. Hold on. Let's see. So it begins with Shiur Hadas, Vadava.
Taf Reish Nun Aleph.
Oh, hold it. That's Taf Reish Nun. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Taf Reish Nun Aleph. Okay. Okay, so that's Netilat Lulav Ubirchato. Okay, so the waving of the lulav and its blessings. Okay, it says, Mitzvata bar minim she'ito kol echad lulav echad u'shtei aravot u'shlosha chadasim. Okay, that's strange.
Excuse me.
No, I'm thinking it says mitzvah arba minim, the mitzvah of taking the four species,
Right.
but it only enumerates three of them.
Right. Doesn't mention anything about esrog.
Yeah.
Good point. I was wondering about that as well. I don't know. Just here, because it could be that because these three, the lulav, hadas, and aravos are taken in a bundle in one hand, whereas the esrog is in the other hand. So maybe that's why it's only listed as three.
Oh, okay. So you take one, okay, palm, okay. Two, okay.
Okay.
So let's go on. Okay, let me go. Okay, so then, okay. Uvim kon hadechak shelecha hadas kasher sagile behar delo.
Bechad. Enough with one.
Bechad, okay. Bechad delo katum. So in I guess an emergency, it's literally pressing time. Delecha, that one has kosher hadas myrtle.
Right. In the case where he only has, except for one, kosher hadas, that's enough.
Oh, so if he only has one. Okay. Okay. Sagile bechad. Forget what sagile meant.
Sagi means it's sufficient with.
Oh, so one is sufficient?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Delo katum. And not The low katum.
I mean, it wasn't the top of it was not cut off. Cutting
That's
into-
right. So the top
As long as the
can't
top-
be
As long
cut
as the
off.
top is right, as long as the top is not cut off, one myrtle hadas is sufficient.
Okay. So then it goes on. Umitzvah le'adam b'kesher gamor. Okay, so the mitzvah is to group them in a complete kesher connection, maybe.
Right, a knot is a kesher.
Oh, kesher in a complete knot. Okay.
They should be tied with the proper knot.
The proper knot. Okay. The hainu shnei kisharim ze al ze mishum noi. But it can be two knots, I guess, on each other for because of the beauty, the noi.
One knot over the next, what we call a double knot. You have to make a double knot. It has to be tied there with a full double knot, and that's that we call the noise. That's in terms of beautifying the mitzvah.
Oh. So that's okay, beautify mitzvah. Okay, very good. Let's see. Mitzvah. Oh no, I just did that. Oh, no, yeah. Okay. V'yachol la'adam b'min acher. One is able to group them in another way, or with another.
With bimin here you can bind them. If you want to, you have to tie them together with something. So the question is, what can you tie them together with? So the Mechaber says you can tie them together with something else other than something made of the 4 species that you have there in terms of your mitzvah.
That's interesting. Because we're always using a strip of a lulav to tie ours usually, or 2 strips, whatever. Okay. Be'im nashru mehe'alin b'toch ha'aguda be'inyan she'mafsik. Nashru. We're just talking about Nesher, an eagle, but that's not Nashru. Be'im nashru.
If there's going to be a leaves that had fallen from what you bound together, right? Let's say some of the leaves of the hadassim from the arabis fell off, right? That were tied together with you bound them together, and some of the leaves detached. Nishro is to detach leaves. Some of the leaves became detached.
Detached from the grouping, I guess. The group being Yan Shemafsik. It's a matter. Mafsik is end, isn't it?
The Indian shehipsik in a way that it's mafsik, meaning let's say we're talking about maybe you think that it makes a mechitza. It's mafsik. You have to bind them all together, so they should be bound together as one. And if you have leaves of the other of these things in between, you might think they might make a intervening substance.
Oh. So ein lachosh.
Don't worry. You don't have to worry.
Don't worry about it.
It's not you don't have to be concerned. No, not to worry about it.
Don't be concerned. Okay. Demin b'mino eino chotzetz, so that but the species don't cause a division, I guess. Chotzetz, a blockage, I guess.
Right.
Okay. Aval,
Right.
yeah.
Something which is of the same species does not make a barrier.
Oh, okay. Aval shelo b'mino chotzetz. So, but if it's not of the same, it does make a barrier. Okay. Alkeni zaher likach achut diragil liyot saviv. So what? Be careful to take a like a thread, a regular that's normal, I guess, to go around it, to be around it.
But the lotion, I mean, if it's something which is not from the species of lulav, adas, arabus, or esrog, if it's not from those species, something which is not part of those species, right, is kotzetz. It is an intervening substance. Therefore, alkein yizarli kachachut sherangio lios saviv hadas. Therefore, you should be careful to take the string which is usually tied around the hadas, meaning they probably came in bundles, the hadassim, and they would have them tied up, maybe in bundles of 3. I'm not sure, I don't know. And so a person should be careful when he's putting those 3 hadassim into the bundle of the lulav and the arabos. You should make sure that string that they're tied together should be removed. Likewise, we put most of yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Ve'im lo agado mib'od yom o shechutar egodo efshar le'agdo b'yom tov b'kasher gamur ela ogdo ba'aniva. So what if it's not tied on that day?
And if you on the day before, let's say Erev Sukkos, you forgot to tie your meeting together. You forgot to tie your lulav with hadassim and rubbers together. And you're supposed to have them tied up. So what can you do? You have to be careful not to use a kesher gomer, not a full-fledged double knot, as we were explaining before. You can use a bow, tie them with a bow. Or even the same case if it got undone. Let's say the original knot became undone, you have to redo it. Don't redo it in the as is in a regular knot, but just do it in a bow fashion.
Okay. Use the bow. Oh, okay. Okay, Haggah. Yesh mi shekatvu la'asot hakesher b'derech acher shekorchin sevivot shlosha minim elu v'tochavin rosh hakerech toch ha'igul hakrach hakaruch. So some wrote, I guess,
Yeah.
to make the knot in a different way, another way.
Yes.
Shekorchin, that it's correct. It's bound around the 3 species, these 3 species, the Tochavin Rosh. What's Tochavin? Tochavin.
So the Yesh Misha Kasav Sos Hakesha B'derech Acher. Those are right. They should make this knot in a different way. Shekorchim Saviv Gimel, meaning that you wrap it around the three species. Tochim Rosh Akrak Tocha Ogo, and you put the head of these three species into this twining that you made around them. Okay, Nogin. That's how we're knowing to do it. And we'll see about that. We'll see if the Mishnah Berura approves of this in terms of our standard custom. Okay.
Okay. V'yesh likshor hadas gavoha yoter min harava. So the myrtle has to be above the rava. Okay. Vayashpil hadas v'arava toch egod halulav kidei she'ito. Vayashpil. Not sure. Yashpil.
Okay.
But yashpil, to be careful, or
Yashpil is to bend, Yashpil. Right? Yashpil hadas or Rabbi Tocha Aguta Lolu. We're supposed to place downward the hadas and Rabbi in the agud in the package that you have the lulav this twining around it. Today, right, you're supposed to put the aravas and the hadas along with the lulav.
okay, you were going to take it, I guess. Call Shoshelet, meaning all three of the minim, the types, in his hand at the time of Bishat Bracha, or at the time of the Bracha. Okay. V'yesh shekatvu la'asot b'lulav, and there it is written to do it with the lulav. Shlosha kisharim v'chein nohagim. But the three are connected, and that's our custom.
Right. Besides the main binding that you have toward the bottom of the base of the lulav hadas and oravos, you also make three other rings on top of the whether it goes around all three of them or just the lulav itself. There are different customs about that. Okay, let's see the Mishnah Berura here. I'll have to go all the way back to, we started this a little bit, so I think we should, Ches. Let's go back to Ches.
At B'kesher Gamor. That's correct. You said B'kesher Gamor in a complete knot.
That's right. It has to be a complete knot, a full
Okay.
absolute knot, as opposed to a bow. A bow's not really a full knot.
Oh, below. Okay, bani va, not a bow. The ain ze kesher hane'asar v'shabbat v'yom tov below mikre eged. So, but this not hane'asar.
I mean,
It's forbidden, I guess. It's forbidden on.
For it to be considered a full-fledged knot, it has to be the type of knot which would be forbidden to do on Shabbos and Yom Tov.
Oh, okay. The lomi kre eged, and not a grouping, I guess.
They're bound. They're not considered bound unless it's a real full-fledged permanent knot. If they're not considered to be bound
Oh,
together.
they're not considered bound. Okay.
Yeah.
The ayin.
Does that mean if you tie a bow, it's not considered bound?
No, not considered to be bound if it's a bow, right?
Just out of curiosity, that would be the same with shoelaces then.
Right? You can tie your shoelaces. You can tie a bow on Shabbos with two shoelaces. It's not
Right.
considered to be a kesher, which is forbidden on Shabbos or Yom Tov. Correct.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay. The ayin b'tshuvat agura v'yahalecha shemitzaded. Let's see. And what we will see in the Shuvat Agura.
Agura, right? It says ayin b'tshuvas agura. In terms of that's I believe a part of the tshuva that he's raising the point.
Dema shenohagin ha'olam shelo la'asot kesher ela osin min alei lulav kamin beit yad v'tochavin halulav bo gam ze biklal kesher ayin sham. Okay, so the ayin.
So in the sefer there, Chuvas Agur, he's raising the question as to what the custom is that they put the lulav into the. You've seen these things that they sell, these little holders for the lulavim, and there's no knot that's made in that, right? It's not considered to be a knot at all. So we have to try to understand if that's going to be proper to do or not. Okay.
Okay. It says tet.
Yes.
Bemin acher, another species. Okay, that we shouldn't have. The late bay mishum baltosif. So we shouldn't be adding we shouldn't do it because it's adding to the mitzvah.
Right, you don't want to add to the mitzvah, exactly.
Kevan, the ain chova le'egdo. Since it's not an obligation of the mitzvah or of the grouping.
You really don't have to tie them together. You really don't have to. We do it. The custom is that you do it, and you should do it, but really you don't need to do it.
Okay.
So is that why putting them in the holders is not an issue?
In general, yeah, we'll see more. There'll be more discussion about that.
Okay.
There are those that make it a double knot over that anyway, just to make sure, to be careful. But we'll see more about this point. It's going to be coming up.
Okay. Hi l'chudei ka'e v'hai l'chudei ka'e. I'm not sure what that means.
This one goes that way and this one goes that way.
That meaning meaning they're not bound together, so they're each kind of like individual. They're each one's by themselves.
Because it causes a barrier.
It's not. Lake is not. It's not a chatzitza.
Oh, lecha is not causing a barrier. Okay. Af shehakesher mafsik ben yado v'ha'ulav. What that the not mafsik
Right.
is it
It's a hefsek, it's a division.
division between the hand and the
All right. But Avsha Kesha Mavsik, even though that the Kesha does interrupt being Yado Lulav, even though that the knot is making a barrier between your hand and holding the lulav.
All l'na'oto eino chotzetz va'afilu im hakesher hayad badavar she'eino mino. L'na'oto.
Its beauty, anything for its beauty.
Oh, anything for its beauty. Oh, anything for its beauty is not a chotzetz, a separation. Okay. And so even if hakesher, the knot, was badavar, was a thing that does not,
Right.
It's that-
The call no so eno chotzis. Anything that's done for the benefit of the mitzvah is not going to be considered something which is going to be a barrier.
Oh, okay. Very good. Huh. Okay, so Yud is Hachud Sheragil Liot Saviv Hadas. Okay.
So that in the Ramah said you should make sure you take that string that's holding the hadassim together. You should take that off.
Perush Sheregilin Lichnot B'dei Hadas Me Ha'akum Aguda. Oh, because they buy it from non-Jews, huh?
Yeah, could be that. That's where they get the hadassim from, right?
Yes, somehow they're tied together. Aguda.
When they ship them, they probably tie it all together in bundles of such, and there's so many or so. I'm not sure how many.
I guess that makes sense. Okay. V'ka'amor shetzarich lahasir hachut nishan. And that it is said that it's needed to untie the string from them. Okay. Dezehachut hushelo b'mino ve'no l'na'oto. Okay, that this string hushelo b'mino. Does not b'mino.
Excuse me?
I'm stuck with who shelo b'mino.
It's not.
Something that's
It's not
not
one
in
of
the
the
tie.
species. That string that they tie the hadassim, and you buy the hadassim bound together with some kind of string, is not a string which is made of anything that has to do with the three species or the four species of the Dalet meaning. It's a foreign species.
Oh, so then it's not a part of it then.
And that's why you have to remove it, exactly.
Uh-huh. Okay. Aval im karach b'dei hadas balulav sharei below have chatzitza dizemi krei l'naoto. Okay, so if it's karach attached with a hadas on the lulav, sharei, it's accepted, it's permitted. Below have, because it's not a divider, a separation. Zemikre l'na'oto. This is called
That's something which is done for the benefit of the mitzvah.
Oh, okay. And Chatzit hashekel katav hata'am dilachei sharei dechol shloshet minim kechad chashivei. Makshida Shekel wrote, okay. With the reason this is acceptable?
It becomes acceptable, right?
Okay, the whole shloshet, meaning that all the three species are as one.
Right.
Ah.
They're all considered to be, all three are considered to be bound up as one.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. Yesh mi shekatvu v'chulei.
Right, this is what the Ramah said, that there were others that explained that you should not use the bow method. You should wrap it around. If you wrap something around it enough times, it'll hold it fast. Right. You're not looking the Mishna Berura.
Yom Tov Ka'e the Hashulchan Aruch Hevi HaHeter Shel Aniva.
This is going on Yom Tov when we're talking about doing it on Yom Tov. This is a alternate method of, rather than tying a bow, you could wrap it around many times.
Oh, okay. Rama b'shem hatur mevi haheter dechricha. So what the Rama brings in the name of the tour.
Right. He brought the name of it. You can now.
He brings a permit.
In addition to that, around if you can wrap it around too.
But if you wrap it around many times, it's still going to unravel unless you secure it somehow, right?
Oh, it's only actually, as a matter of fact, it used to be, I don't know if you remember the way they used to after doing Hagbah on Shabbos, they used to take a long cloth and wrap it around many times around the
The
second
vimple, the vimple.
Yeah, Eliezer Tzvi knows, right? It's
Oh, yeah.
doesn't
We
come
have-
out, it holds it fast.
Yeah, we have shuls that still use vimples.
Yeah.
But you just wrap it around many times and it stays there?
And you tuck it in, you wrap it around, you tuck it in. It's like when you
Tuck it in.
throw it away, you take the end of the ritzu and you roll it, you stick it through the other ritzu is to hold it tight. It's the same thing you're doing. You take a long cloth, it's a long banner, and you wrap it around, and the end of it, you take that and you just stuff it in the space, and that keeps it tight. It's a German minute.
That's not considered to be a knot?
No,
No.
you're not tying anything. You just
It's
stick
not
it through.
tied. It's tucked under.
There is a knot called a hitch, which is done exactly that way. You wrap it around and then you
No, it's not a hitch. It's not a hitch. It's
tuck
definitely
it
not a
under
hitch.
itself.
Mhm.
This is definitely not a hitch.
What's the difference between this and the hitch?
Because this is not a knot. The vimple is not a knot. It's not tied.
Right. Okay. Good. But anyway, you can do it. You can do it. It'll work. Okay. Let's continue.
First, it's 10:30.
Oh, okay. Maybe we should stop then. Okay, so let's see. We're arrived at.
Ahmad Siyam Harama.
We're in the middle. Of.
Yeah, we
Yud
could
Aleph.
start at Yud Aleph again, I guess.
Yeah, I think we'll probably have to start Yud Aleph again. Okay, fair enough.
Good.
Okay.
Mishkoach, and thank you for everyone helping.
No
Okay,
problem.
thank
Have a
you.
good day,
Thank
everybody.
you very
Yeah,
much.
Mayor,
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
have a good day,
day.
Rabbi and Eliezer.
Okay.
You all, thank you, bye.